We'll tie this in with patrons. Patrons!
Hey, how you doing, guys?
How are we doing? Sorry, we're going to... not we're in a massive rush or anything, but what we're going to do is... I stupidly haven't messaged Dan for videos or even let him know what games.
No.
So,
it's all been a nice little shock for me today in the show, so I'm going to do a quick catch-up now.
Well, my phone needs to turn off and turn back on. But we'll talk to you about it for a second, and then we'll show you some games. But yeah, American Fugitive is cool. It's kind of classic style GTA, top down.
Okay.
And set in the 80s. You play as a guy who's broken out of prison. He was wrongfully accused of murdering.
Don't tell them too much; they won't want to watch the whole show.
True.
Yeah.
Of murdering someone. Seeks revenge. Rico looks like a really stylish co-op cop shooter. Looks quite cool.
I recognise the name, but I can't remember
on PC.
the thing.
She remembers Caterpillars.
She remember Caterpillars. I've been looking forward to. Trine 4, yeah.
Yucatan.
Woohoo! Kickstarter.
And Grimshade. Do you see Grimshade?
No.
I backed it on Kickstarter a little while ago, so we've got a couple of keys coming for it. And Wrath. Have you seen this one?
Oh, yes.
Your brother's like pretty hyped for that, I think. It's made in the Quake engine.
Is it really?
Yes, they've actually made it in the Quake.
Fucking
I didn't realise that. It was like spiritual successor to Quake. And I was like, they always say this. And then I read more into it, and it's made in the Quake engine. I was like,
they've really gone back to it.
Okay, fair dues. And Trev recommended on the Discord channel a game called Dusk, which he plays on Steam. It's only on Steam at the moment.
Which one's
but
that?
it's like a Quake style retro shooter.
I think I've heard of that one.
Trev, who only plays FPS games, correct me if I'm wrong.
Only FPS
I think
games.
he does only play
He's
FPS
never played
games.
anything else in his life.
Is a big fan of it. I'm just gonna. It's a bit weird. We're not. I need to come around. I need to move the table this way a little bit. I felt weird. I was like in front of the mic, and you wasn't.
You're feeling a bit too close to
Well, no, I like the mic in the middle.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It still looks like a massive cock robo dick.
It does.
Popping out from the bottom.
Yeah. So while my phone turns back on. Anything?
So Grimshade, I don't remember that.
Grimshade's really. I instantly backed it based on its art style. Well, I like the art style, and then I read it was a JRPG inspired.
Oh, so you were sold.
I was like, yeah, I'm cool. Yeah, Rico looks really stylish. They've offered some key for Rico. The issue is it's a co-op game, so I'm like, ideally I want 2 because like I'm going to be reviewing this. American Fugitive, I think you'll definitely like the look of. Yeah. There we go. We're back up now. How's the week been, guys? I know you can't reply to us immediately, but let us know in the comments or on Patreon or YouTube. What? It says I've got 4G. I can't connect to the internet. It's all a bit crazy. I've got a big update for Trev actually as well for my game dev journey.
Oh, go on then. Yeah, let's go game dev journey.
And there's a new piece of content for patrons starting middle of next week.
Oh yeah.
I am going to once a month do just a short 30-minute video of like game dev update for me. This is where my game dev is now.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
So, but it'll be a little bit of like I'll be doing some stuff along the side. So I might be. So for example, I've just finished my level for my first, effectively a rollable game. I've tried to make it a momentum-based puzzle where you have to get collectibles, but there's only certain collectibles you can get by actually using the. I've tried to make so you use the landscape to get momentum up certain ramps, things like that. Basically trying to play around with physics because I feel like that's quite an important part of games. So the more I can kind of mess around and play around with physics, is the better. So you guys are going to see me finishing the game off with collectibles, coding collectibles, putting collectibles in the world.
Yeah.
I've got a sort of surprise what the collectibles will look like. And
are they the letters SKATE?
They should be.
They should be.
But
really.
the thing is, all I say is these collectibles go very well with particle effects. Because since finding particle effects and knowing things I can make things explode.
Can I just ask, seeing as this isn't on sale or anything like that, what music is in the background? Have you added music yet?
Yes, I have.
Oh God.
It's Tiffany. I think we're alone now.
Yep. Fucking hell, you've got to sell this game. Right, we're gonna get in touch with whoever owns Tiffany's rights.
Had Spotify on while I was playing it in like just the preview mode and kept going through songs. And for some reason, I was just jumping. I was like, I think we're alone. I was like, this just works. This just works. So then I put it in there. But there are certain triggers that will make the song. I've tried to play around with music in the game because I want to get good at that.
Yeah.
So I've tried to make it so certain times when you land, it kind of it resets the line but makes it sound good. So like a skip, but a good skip. I've tried to play around with how. So basically, try to play around with audio in a game.
Yeah.
Which is not easy.
Right.
I have realised though, and I have realised why Fortnite's footsteps are so bad.
Go on.
Because they've clearly assigned the audio, the player out-seeking audio, whatever you call it. I don't know the technical names yet. To the camera. Which basically means you're hearing it from the camera's perspective, which is actually a couple of feet behind the player. Because assigning it to the player is a lot harder. Whereas I think, and that's why, because instantly when I'd done it to the camera, and then I played around and I had things dropping down, it reminded me of Fortnite. I was like, this is a bit weird. And then when I had it on the player, I was like, this is so much.
I think that's fair enough for you on that, but why does Fortnite have bad sound? Because we're not talking a small company of one guy trying to get it done without, they're making millions and millions and millions and have a large group of people.
Oh, it's
from Curve Digital.
Yeah,
I'm going to like it.
It's Fallen Tree Games and Curve. I want you guys went to see a trailer now because I believe it was a surprise for you.
I didn't kill my father.
But I just love the style of it, and it's in the 80s. It like I said, it looks classic.
I am still enjoying all this at the moment. We're getting loads of like 80s, early 90s themed games through.
Yeah.
I understand that they're all... okay. Oh my god, yeah, no, that looks fucking sweet.
I was like, it's okay, and then I saw the car chase, I was like, okay, this looks quite cool. It very classic PC style game, isn't it? Like,
as you said,
it's a proper isometric camera.
Yeah, and it kind of has that original Grand Theft Auto feel.
Yeah,
like that one. Like that.
Next up, we have Rico. This is a great thing for you guys. Also,
it must be Patreon fun.
Not Pico.
I will say, actually, I put out because I got Star Trek, the role-play game.
I saw, I did see.
And one of the dice they sent me was fucked up. Completely. It was missing one of the numbers on the side. They printed the 10 and the 1 on the same side, but the
110.
Well, no, because that would be straight. There was like a diagonal 1 over one of the 10, and then a blank side, and I was like, oh god,
this is Rico.
It
looks quite cool. It's got like a shell shade.
But I will say the guys at Mordifius did get back in touch, and they're sending me dice, and I will tweet about it once I've received new dice.
Nice.
Rising Star Games.
Nice. I played some Drop Mix with.
You finally played Drop Mix?
And my brother and sister-in-law. Yeah, they loved it.
Nice.
Because it's so simple to play with people who don't play games, isn't it?
Yes.
Put this down, and it sounds
Ground
cool.
Shatter.
So this is like a buddy cop FPS, online co-op, and local.
Oh my god. Whoever just burst through that door wasn't very good at the game.
It looks okay. It looks alright.
Has it got slowing down time? It
Yeah,
does.
It's got bullet time. Which I will say in Devil May Cry is used excellently. I mean, I was joking with my brother last night. There's a lot of fly enemies.
It just said one word on this that worries
What
me.
did it say?
Procedurally generated. That looks good fun. That looks like an early PS3 sort of game.
Yeah.
Visually, but yeah.
And Grimshade.
Oh, and it's going to be Switch. Yeah, Grimshade.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
remember
coming to all
Grimshade.
consoles. And Grimshade. This game, I just can't wait to get. I've got a Steam key coming for me because I backed it.
Nice. 26th of March.
I've typed in Steam key.
Steam key.
Oh my god.
Something we can't do.
Grimshade game trailer.
I haven't had a coffee yet this morning, by the way. So
we are going after. I guess we're going after this.
We are going after this, yeah. We
This.
better be, because that's why I didn't have a coffee at home.
So it's classic style. But
Another isometric sort of.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like Banner Saga.
I will say, I don't like his run animation.
Do you not?
There's a fucking badger with a gun and
That's
a
what I mean,
waistcoat.
yeah,
I'm
like
sold.
this.
There we go.
It's very
oh my
weird.
god, is it steampunk? Is it a steampunk
Kind
world?
of, yeah, kind of. It's very bizarre.
What the fuck are they?
What I quite like about it is they've been very cryptic on like the story.
Yeah.
So I quite like that.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it looks.
So it's along that whole Final Fantasy style one where you've got the really sort of lower graphics for running around the world.
You have like chess sections as well, so you have to move. Somewhere like Final Fantasy Tactics, you have to move people into position as well for your combat. That
has the potential to be really good.
So yeah, that's why I backed it at 50 quid in the end.
Did it come with a plushie?
No, it came with a poster and some other stuff like that. But it was like 20 quid or 50 quid, and 20 quid was just a game. And I was like, I was doing it. I was at String at the moment time. I was like, yeah, that's cool. And it's got release date now, so but we'll go for more details. You guys will see it now
That's
anyway.
not far away either.
No, just after my birthday, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 20. Oh no.
No,
26th
that's
of
before
March.
your birthday, mate. That's the end of this month.
There's another game I was thinking of that's 25th of April. I can't remember what that is. But anyway. Yeah,
cool.
So, you guys been good? I will tell you one
You've
thing
done that.
quickly. Because this is hilarious. I can't say this
You
on
can't
the
say
main.
it on the main podcast. Go for it.
So funny. So you know that guy called Frank at work? Doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Brilliant. We're doing self-defense in what's called HHH, the shit lesson I have to teach, but
Right.
I get paid extra to do it because no one wants to teach it. It basically stands for head, hand and heart. So it's like making them a well-rounded individual.
Okay.
So I got given self-defense, and I was like, I don't know fuck all about self-defense. So the first lesson, I blagged it a treat, self-defense online. I can teach that. I can teach them how to be safe online.
Okay. Nice.
So then I got in touch with Frank, who's black belt in karate. I was like, Frank, I need some help. Can you lead a lesson for me, mate? In the whole he was like, yeah. He loves teaching karate and things like that.
Nice.
He said, I won't do karate. He said because it's a one-off. I'll do self-defense. I'll do how you protect, how you attack, how you protect yourself.
Nice.
How everything is getting out of things and that. And like I said, Frank does not give a shit.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're there. 14, 15-year-old girls all lined up, a little bit nervous as it is, kind of a bit giggly and all chatting away. And then he's like doing his first demonstration where you go to walk past someone and this guy grabs your hand.
Yeah.
And it's all to do with thumb movement. So with the thumb's outside, I can just twist it.
Yeah.
And he's like, no matter how strong you are, the thumb isn't strong. So
Yeah.
I just twist my hand this way. And he's showing real basic movements. And the girls were all giggling at that. And he's like, why would a guy grab your hand? And I'm like, oh, because he wants to say hi. He was like, no, because he probably wants to rape you. And then all of a sudden, these girls just went... And he was like, girls, it happens. It happens on a weekly basis. Girls your age get raped by men. And women. And he went on for this spiel for about 2 minutes. And he was like, I mean, if he's going to rape you, he's probably going to get caught by the police. So he's probably going to kill you and dump your body somewhere. So you can either listen to this and actually have a chance of not being raped and killed, or you can go off into the woods and do what you want. And these girls literally, I was sat there in the back like, oh shit. I was like, this is so good. This is so good. And I've never seen a class go like,
Oh god. Well, yeah.
And then, yeah, he was going on with it, and yeah, it kind of just carried on like that. They were very good after that.
Yeah.
He had a point, because as he said to the girls, he said, why am I beating around? Because they were like, one of the girls was like, you can't say that. And he was like, it happens. He said, like, by trying to cover up and say it doesn't happen, you're being naive. He's like, it happens. Are you going to face up to real world problems? People learn self-defense because of this very reason. Like, if someone the size of Mr. Woodhouse was to attack you, you've got no chance.
Yeah.
If if you can give yourself a 30-second head start to get away, you might actually live. And these girls are just like, oh. And I was like, do you know what, fair play? Because he's right, it is kind of covered up. But it does happen.
Oh yeah, no, and fair play to him, but I don't want to be the person having to fill in that fucking paperwork when one of the kids goes
He
home
will
to
not
the
give a
parents.
shit. They will give him...
He won't give a shit.
No, 'cause-
but it'll be a headache for the...
They go, here's an instant form, Frank, and they'll go, there's the bin. That's literally what he'll do. But no, it was so funny. But he went on, and then he showed him some technical stuff with their wrist and all that, and then he basically went, if they grab you by the neck, he said, and this is the most common thing on a female, because it's empowering and it's intimidating.
Yeah.
Grab you by the neck. And he said, you're pretty limited in what you can do. He said, you've got two options. He said, and this is where we don't get technical. I'm not going to teach you anything technical. He said, but if a man's attacking you and he's grabbed you by the neck, he said, he's got one very vulnerable area.
Yep.
Kick him
Right
in the
bollocks.
nuts as hard as you can. And then the girl's like, oh, and he was like, obviously don't do it now, but grab, squeeze, twist, bite, punch, whatever you got to do. He said, if you get away, you get away. And then he went, if you've got two hands on you, you're a little bit stuck because he might have lifted you up, they might have done anything to you, you might not be able to get to the private area.
Yeah.
So he was like, you literally have one last option. He said, you've got two hands on you, round the neck, you have one option. And the girl's like, what's that? And he was like, get your thumbs into the eyes as far as you can.
Yeah, nice.
And they were like, well, and he was like, well, do you want to die or do you want to have some blood in your hands? It's simple as that. That's what it's going to come down to. Put your thumb in their eyes or you die. And there was just, the girls walked out of there like looking like they'd come out of a funeral. Like
they're all going to be in a state of fucking shock. I can't wait to see them walking down the high street.
I was like,
just like every man, just fucking, I've got my thumbs ready. You fuck with me. These are going in your
I
eyes.
learned loads from it. I actually learned loads from him. Like, just real basic, simple things that I've never done any self-defense, any karate, anything like that. And he was like, if you ever got in a scrap, the first thing you do is just put your hands up and say, I don't want any issue, because now your hands are up. He said, so now if anyone attacks you,
you're in a defensive
and
position.
He got me to literally, he was like, I want you to punch me on the nose as hard as you, and I was doing this first. He was like, no. Like, if you're in a fight now, I want you. So I was like, really? He was like, honestly, trust me. I was on the floor in 2 seconds. I like saw it, and he'd done this thing. And another time, I grabbed his wrist, and he twisted around. I was like, ah! I was like, oh my god! He was like, I was on the floor, like, please, Frank, please, Frank. But yeah, I learned so much about just moving the punch off the line of thingy and how you can open people up. But it was hilarious. It's just the way he came out. It reminded me of The Office. That scene.
Oh god,
it's been a rape. That one scene, it was just the way it went, like ding. They could hear a pen drop. The only thing that was missing was the head didn't walk in when he said it. Mostly he was walking a tour around the school.
Oh my god!
This is Frank over here. Girls, you're gonna get raped.
Now defend yourselves.
So good. But anyway, that was, I had to say that because it was honestly one of the funniest things I've seen for a long time.
Nice.
Let's go into the podcast.
Let's do the podcast.
It's still recording, I think. Yes, it is.
I do believe it is.
So weird that we just go straight into it. What's up, and welcome to the Indie Credible Podcast, Season 2, Episode 8, a weekly podcast where we get together and chat about the world of indie gaming. We go through all the indie games we've been playing, we go through the latest indie game news, and we cover our main topic. Today's main topic is a little bit different because it's not directly linked to an indie game per se, but it is linked to kind of the gaming community, industry in general.
More than
we're going to be talking about review scores. As a channel, website, whatever you want to refer to us as, we've dropped review scores. I'm going to go through my thoughts on that and how our reviews are now going to be published, as well as genuine emails I've had. I'm not going to use any names this week about our change to review policy, how we do reviews, and how some companies are actually quite annoyed that you don't do scores.
Yes.
But I will get into that more detail. And again, I won't use any names because I'm not going to shit on people. But this, after reading your emails, there's genuine reason why some people do want scores. But we'll go into that later on. As always, I'm Tom. You can find me at Profit. And with me is Lewis from at What's Up Woody.
Well, no, my name's Tom as well, and you can find me at Insanity.
Yeah.
It's the Two Tom Show.
There's it, 2 Toms. 2 Toms is too many.
Should we say who we really are?
Yeah. I'm not really. You probably guessed by my voice, or even by looking at me, maybe. Just call me Lewis, and I'm What's Up Woody.
And I'm Dan, otherwise known as the Dice Bear from at the Dice Bear.
Thank God the 2 Toms aren't here.
Yeah, they're not here.
How's the week been?
Yeah, it's been alright. It's been busy as hell, but it's been pretty good. And I actually got to play some games this week.
Second week in the new job as well, isn't it?
Second week in the new job. Parents' evening's kicking in, so, you know.
Yeah.
Busy but I actually got to play. So
nice. Good. Well, go on. You seem excited, so I want to...
I am. Well, I've had a real mixed week.
I know.
Right? I've had a real mixed week.
Play this.
So Lewis sent me a game beginning of the week? End of last week? I can't remember when it was exactly.
I've had like 4 codes come through this week, and I sent 2 over to Tom Smith.
Yeah.
Just said, play these. What is it? I was like, you find out when you turn it on.
Well, I got one of those, and it's called Crimson Keep.
Released on Tuesday.
Released on Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah.
Good for you. Bully for you. Well, when you play it, it's a first-person rogue game. This isn't a roguelite. So when you die, you restart with nothing. You restart right again, right back at the tutorial, which is slightly annoying. Well, not just right back at the tutorial, right back at the beginning menu, where you have to go.
So no powers, no currency, nothing carries over.
Nothing carries over. No, you
can't buy abilities to make it easier. It's just a flat.
No, it's a flat out
single
rogue.
run game.
Yeah.
Okay. So the only way you progress is you get better.
Yeah.
I like the approach, but carry on.
Yeah, it's not bad. And as you go along, you'll earn bits which increase your powers. You'll get new weapons. There's lots of nice ideas there. I don't mind a rogue. It is procedurally generated.
Okay.
So when you go down the hole, you're going to enter a new map
on
again.
A rogue because you're going to be playing it for a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
But it's when you play, you have 2 floating hands in front of you. Like you get when you're watching someone else play a VR game. So as I started playing it, I was like, hang on, this is a VR game. You know, everything about it reeks of a VR game. To the point that the hit detection is poor. Like you get in VR, in some of the early VR games. There's lots of glitches and issues. You know, my game bugged out many times. It's just crap. I'm sorry, I can't. I was so fucking bored in it.
How long into
there were a couple
the
of
boredom
times.
set in?
3-4 minutes.
Jesus.
Well, I got past the tutorial. I dropped down into this first into the well. You're always doing it in the same way. You go in the dungeon and you're running through, and there's a monster, and I hacked it, and I killed it, and I picked something up, and I got a new weapon. There's another monster. I hacked it down. Another monster came to attack me, and I missed a couple of times, and that was fine. It was me missing, and then I'm busy trying to swipe at this thing, and it wouldn't die, and then I died, and then it started again, and it started me right back at the menu. And I was like, okay. So then it took me into the tutorial, which isn't very long, but you go, you smash your box, you kill a monster, you throw a weapon at a monster, you talk to a guy in the thing. There's a stone to the right, which anyone's playing, looks like you can't go through it, but you can literally walk through it. It's a massive boulder. It's not actually there. You walk through it. There's a shield on the other side you can pick up. I learnt this in my first run through, because when I play games, I play to break them first time.
Yeah.
I don't play them as like, oh, let's just go. I go, right, how can I fuck this game up? Because I find that more fun. And I found out there's a hole in the wall with a massive empty room. And I thought, oh, maybe on future run-throughs, there'll be stuff in here. Nope. No, there's a shield. You get the shield, you drop down. It's a brand new world. You get down there. There was one point, there was a big gap in the floor and a log with a monster who could throw fireballs at you. You can throw your weapon once, and then you've got to wait for the bar to recharge to be able to throw it again. But for the bar to recharge, you have to do damage to an enemy.
Okay.
The only enemy was this bastard on a log, who, if you go close, sent out a burst wave and fires you backwards, and then fires things at you. There was literally nothing I could do, and this was in the first room. And I was like, classic procedurally generated bollocks that you have to put up with. Fine, I'll die. Come back out, hit the tutorial, smash a few barrels, pick up a bit, kill a monster, throw a weapon at the monster, talk to the guy sitting there, go through a rock, pick up the shield, drop down the hole to start the game again. Drop down there's a monster, slashing at him, nothing's hitting him. Stupid wavy hand that's only on a wrist. It's a fucking VR game. The graphics are a bit shit, everyone's got this sheen to them. Killed a few of them, went along, read a book, 50 monsters came at me, I died. There's no way of defeating 50 monsters when they run around you. There just isn't. It's a game where you're supposed to be able to dodge and be more tactical, but when the room is the size of a shoebox with 2 pillars in it that get you actually jammed in corners, you're dead. So I died, went back to the main menu, went in, smashed a box, picked up an item, killed a monster, threw an axe at another monster, talked to the bloke, went through the rock, picked up the shield, dropped down into the well. Same fucking tutorial again and again. To play just a boring, not well put together FPS hack and slash. It was just...
It's a shame.
I'll tell you what it reminded me of. It reminded me of a game that you would make first. So these two guys, it may be their first game. And it's like, you know, if that was how it was sold to me, like... So if you came up to me and went, Dan, I've made this game, can you give it a go? I'd be like, you know what, you've done a fucking damn good job. Well done, mate, because that's really good. That's a good starting place. Now let's polish it. Let's make it better. Yeah. We can't release it yet. It's not at that level. And this game just... I was just bored. I was like, oh god.
It's a shame. It's a saturated market anyway. Anything that has rogue or roguelite in it is saturated.
But I mean, if you're gonna do that, like we've said with all of them, your combat has to be tight.
Oh,
it has to be, especially with a dodge game. It wasn't. It was just flawed, and I was like, oh god, please don't do this to me, indie games. I don't want this.
Yeah.
And then I played The Witness, which is the game on PS4.
So I played it.
Yeah.
I haven't finished it. I played 5 hours of it.
Okay.
I appreciate how good the game is. It's amazing. I appreciate the depth of the puzzles.
Right.
It's just not a puzzle game for me.
So, I'm gonna comment on that one.
Yeah.
I got fucking bored. I was about an hour in, and I'd completed the first area, the cherry gardens, the one with the trees and the apples, and then I went to this other area where there's a big washing machine inside a hut, and then I went off to the desert, and I'd completed all of those. I was doing the puzzles like, this is quite nice, but yeah, there's a screen, I move a puzzle around. Where's my story? And I got bored, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna go run and see what's around the island. And it's a beautiful island.
Yeah.
It's very pretty, and it was like, there's nothing here. And then I ran into this small town. And in the middle of the town, there's a statue of this jester guy, and it creeped me out straight away. I was like, "Hang on, what the fuck is this? This is weird." And I ran around and had a look at him, and then I noticed there was a mountain in the background. And because I wasn't playing the game properly, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to see what's up there. I ran to the top of the mountain, and there are all these statues up there of people in different positions. There's a guy preaching to some of them while they're busy doing some sort of experiment.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, hang on, there's something more here. And then I noticed there was a doorway in the side of the mountain, and I walked in it, and the island's fake.
Okay.
It's not. It's reminding me of you remember Lost, the first season of Lost, where all of a sudden everything just flipped on its head. I was like, hang on, there's a whole different story here. There's something fucked up going on, and that intrigued me. So I went back and I started doing the puzzles again. So I'm like, right, I'm going to get these lasers that will point up. What's going on? What's happening? And I was going through them, and the puzzles are really good.
Yeah,
there's some
very
really interesting visual
the guy who
ones.
made Braid.
Oh, I found his sandcastle.
Oh, really?
The Braid sandcastle's in there, so that makes more sense of why the Braid sandcastle's in it.
It's the guy who I can't remember his name now.
No,
the one who spat his dummy out on.
No, that's the guy who made Fez.
Oh, it's the Fez guy.
Yeah. The guy who made Fez refused to make Fez too.
Yeah.
Fish.
Fish is the guy who made Fez. I can't remember the guy. But no, carry on. Yeah.
But I started doing that, and then I hit the same pattern again. I was like, okay, I'm getting it now, and I was on top of this tower, just dicking around again, because yet again I was like, I appreciate what's going on here, and then it did something that just took it to a whole new level for me. I was looking down and I noticed there was this.
Blow.
There we go. There was a black hole on the floor, and the walls going around the place, they looked odd. There was something odd about them. So what you do when you solve a puzzle, you press, I believe it's X, and it freezes the screen. You get this small circle, and you can place the circle at the start line. I went, well, go on. I put it on the hole in the ground, pressed X, and all of a sudden it went ping, and I drew across where the walls were, and it was an environmental puzzle that you didn't even know there, and it started this column up, and I was like, hang on. And then I found underneath the windmill, there's a cinema screen. And you solve a puzzle on the cinema screen, and it played this video, and the video it looked just like an old Open University video where they talked about the difference between art and science. And I watched a good 20 minutes of it, and it was a really good, clever video about the difference between how artists view the world, and us looking at the art is actually a third-hand view, whereas science is a first-hand view of the world. That's, we can't be following artists. We've got to be following science and mathematics, and then there are a series of 5 videos. I didn't watch them all, but I've been finding briefcases which unlock how to get the next video.
Oh, okay.
And the briefcases are hidden through bits.
I didn't get.
And there's just so fucking much there. I'm like, wow, this world is incredible. Oh, it's fleshed out.
There was. I remember reading there was a puzzle that people couldn't solve for a good few months. People knew where it was.
Yeah.
But no one could solve the puzzle.
Brilliant. I'm going to be stuck on that for a few months.
There's solutions out there now if you wanted. But like I said, I love the way that the puzzles, like you said, something didn't seem right, and I'd be like, that doesn't quite look right. I mean, there'd be a puzzle in there, and I was like, oh, and everything is just so. It's probably the best puzzle game I've ever played.
Yeah, I'm putting it up there.
The thing is, I'm not a huge puzzle game fan.
Right.
And it was a case of, I was playing it, and I was about 5 hours into it, and I was like, I feel like I've not chipped anywhere near this game. And I made the decision, I was like, if I stick at this game, I need to put in another 15 hours, or 10, 15 hours, I reckon, to get everything. And I have to do everything in the game, otherwise I get really itchy feet. Or I was like, I just dropped the game, and I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to drop the game, because I appreciate it, it's just not my kind of game. I like puzzle games like Limbo or Inside that can be done in like 2 hours, and they have that wrapped up there.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying it's a bad game. I brought it just after it launched. I would recommend it to anyone to go and play it, because it's how a puzzle game should be done.
Also, it's got a run button, so anyone who's got those walking sims out there, fucking run button. It does it. It's brilliant. But it's also free on PS Plus.
It is.
And I was just like, seriously, it's why I was a little bit late today.
Yeah.
Because you were like, oh, get round for 10:30. And I'm busy playing. It was 10:15. I was like, shit. I was busy solving puzzles because it just got me.
Yeah, no, like I said, it's good. If you like puzzle games, you'll love it. And if you want a game just to sink yourself in, it's very tranquil. It's very relaxed because you kind of sit back. It's very pretty. And you sit back and you kind of play a puzzle. The puzzles aren't stressful. That's one thing I will give it big praise for. So many puzzle games were just like, oh, what the fuck is the solution?
Yeah, why am I not getting this?
Was this one almost where it's so pretty? I was just like, I don't know what's going on, but I wasn't getting annoyed at the game. I was trying to, and it encourages you to be experimental. Wouldn't you agree? Like, it encourages you to be
time.
like,
and because you're not close, it's not a linear puzzle game. The very first area is because it's teaching you, but then from then on you can explore the island and go wherever you want. So if you're stuck on a puzzle, you go, I'll come back to that later, and then you'll go do a puzzle elsewhere, and those puzzles will kind of teach you how to then solve the puzzle. And so you end up learning that you've got to do certain areas. Well, you don't have to, but if you've done the other areas beforehand, it makes those ones easier to go through.
I might give it another go. I've got a lot to play at the moment anyway, but I might give it another go.
That was my last game, but that really did sort of like go.
You keep playing it.
I'm going to platinum it.
Really?
Yeah, I've decided.
Wow. I'd like to see that because I know there's a puzzle in there that people.
Well, I hadn't realised that, so
I know there's a
may
puzzle
be
in
putting
there.
that ahead of.
I know how to do it because I watched a video on it. Because I after I stopped playing it, I remember I think it might have even been on IGN. It come up saying how to solve the Witness's toughest puzzle, and someone come out and said that no one solved this puzzle for about 3-4 months, and this was shared by someone on Reddit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, I remember watching it being like, that's ingenious. That is ingenious.
I know there are supposed to be lots of secrets in it as well, and loads of
tons.
But it is a lovely world, and I can't wait to just spend time exploring it.
Nice, especially if you had a tough day at work. It's quite nice.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Chill out in.
Yeah, nice. A good 30 minutes, just some puzzles, just a nice sunny beach, nice trees, no monsters. I'm not having to worry about being attacked. I've just got to get my brain.
The opposite. I use Anthem as my thing
for to relax.
I come home and I'm like, I've got work to do, but I'm gonna have like an hour reset. Yeah. So I put my javelin on, I go out, kill some new rocks, and then come back and I'm done. I'm like, yeah, cool, jump off. Anything else you played?
No, that's it.
Okay, so I've got 3 games. I'm going to blitz through the first one quickly because later today the preview will be up, and I had to be very tactical and clever on the preview on what I could say and couldn't say. So I really planned around the preview.
Right. Okay.
I'm not going to go into big spiel now because I don't want to say anything I'm not going to say.
Yeah. Okay.
But I know what I can and can't say. So I'm talking about A Plague Tale: Innocence. I've had the very nice pleasure of playing the first 3. I don't want to say levels or missions because the first 3 stages, sections of the game. The preview will go up. The preview has B-roll footage along to it. We weren't allowed to record any of our own footage and put it up. They sent us footage we were allowed to use, so it has B-roll footage with it. So I will say, if you do watch preview, they don't directly link what I'm saying because I can't.
Right.
But with that said, the game, A Plague Tale, genuinely blew me away.
I love it. You're like, I can't say what.
Oh no! So I can say it blew me away. I can say this game has become one of my most anticipated games this year.
Because I've been sort of like
straight off the bat, and I say this in the preview. The biggest compliment I can give the game, only playing, remember the first hour really-ish, is I've never felt this emotionally blown up by a game since playing the opening of The Last of Us.
Okay.
Like, this game hits you in the face. It just goes, I'm taking no fucking prisoners. You're coming with me. And it's just like, fuck. Like, there is a lot going on in the game. Yes, your concerns about it being linear were correct, but only in terms of it's linear and it's same as The Last of Us is linear. It wants to tell a story. It wants to usher you through this world. So it sets up this linear fashion like that. Gameplay opens up certain sections where it's like they are quite linear, then it opens up into mini open sections where there's like 2 or 3 ways to get to point B. There can be like through rats. I should probably give context. A Plague Tale: Innocence is basically, it's set in France, which is a real cool thing, because I'll get to in a minute. So set in France, you play as a sister who's caring for her brother. Something happens at the beginning that's very emotional and like, wow. It throws you into this plague-ridden world, and you don't know tons at the beginning. I can't say what you do know at the beginning, but you don't know tons at the beginning. All you know is you need to get to these points and find out what's going on. But as you're going along, you're always you're never like, why am I doing this? As soon as you feel like that, you're like, okay, this happened. This cutscene's happened. Wow. The game looks absolutely stunning, like incredibly good.
Right.
The rats look fecking amazing, and they are horrible, like harrowingly horrible. And that works into the reason the game's so impactful is they have done an amazing job of humanising everything. The kids feel like vulnerable kids, and the emotions they share when they... So, for example, to get past one of the puzzles, there's like a guard.
Yeah.
Now, the only way you can get rid of that guard is to set it up for the rats to kill the guard.
Right.
And there's a big hesitation from the kids, and they're like, I don't want to do this. And then they do it, and you're walking slower because the girl's crying her eyes out because she's like, I just killed this, like, and it's this emotion, and you're sitting there like, don't worry, you had to do it. You had to do it. It's for yourself. Just keep going, love. Just keep going. Now, the reason it's good that it's in the French stuff, at first I was a little bit jarring by the French accent and all that. The reason I actually like it is because it's not another fucking America Saves the World story. And that's why I genuinely like it. The reason it feels more grounded, I think, is because...
But could they not have done it in London?
They could have done, but how many Plague games have been in London? There's loads of like vampire games or Plague games are always set in London.
But it's France.
The reason France works is because traditional France is very rickety little mini side streets and all things like that. It kind of feeds into that because there's lots of grime and unhygiene in the area, and I really have to be careful what I say. Stuff happening.
Is there a guy named Pierre with some brie and onions around his head?
Yeah, like power-ups, you can buy up to 6 cloves of garlic, and you get 4 cloves of garlic, your life bar goes up and things like that. No, I'm seriously taking a piss. Honestly, the game blew me away. I was looking forward to it anyway.
Yeah.
I sat down and was like, this game is either going to blow me away or it's going to be shite. It's simple as that.
Yeah.
The mocap is fecking amazing. I mean,
well, because it was last week we saw the story teaser,
and I've seen more of the story.
And
now.
that is the first time I was like, "Ooh,
I've seen more of the story." I can tell you off air about more of the story.
Okay,
I can't say anything here, but this is a game that you're going to finish it. I don't know how long it's going to be. Judging what I've played, and if I can say this because it's complete speculation.
Yeah,
I'm going to say around about between a 6 to 10 hour story, which I think will be good. It's going to be a game that when the campaign finishes, you're going to put the controller down and just be like, wow, I don't know what to do now. Like, you're going to be emotionally drained. Like,
do we know if there's going to be? Are there going to be like multiple endings? Do we know any? Are you allowed to say anything like that?
I don't know.
We know?
I honestly don't know that question.
Okay.
All I can say now is, if you like, again, grounded, humanised stories, like genuine stories, because the hour I played, if I'm being honest, I've not been told I can't say this, but about 10 to 15 minutes were cutscenes.
Right.
Which were great. I know people might go, oh, but remember, I'm only playing the first hour in the whole context of things.
Yeah.
But it's characterisation. That's what the cutscenes give you. They give you this characterisation to these kids that you're following along. So as stuff's happening, you're like... And so many games go, oh, look, there's this new person, and then 2 minutes later would kill the person. I mean, you're like, well, I don't give a shit about that. Like, I met them. This, when you meet people, when stuff happens, you're like, oh, shit. But the mocap's so good. I mean, we're not talking Hellblade good, because Hellblade was like Andy Serkis next level.
Yeah.
This is very good, very convincing. Voice acting is very good. The French accent takes a little bit of getting used to, I'll be honest. But
obviously, if you're French or Canadian, it won't take you that long. But
no, genuinely, I'm so stoked for this game now. That's me being a narrative whore, like loving a kind of a narrative game to sink into. But yeah, I'm not going to say more. The preview's up now, or it will be up. It'll be up by the time you watch this anyway. Go watch that, and it has actual gameplay footage of me talking a lot more about certain things that happen. But anyway, Eternity, The Last Unicorn.
Yes.
Jumped onto this. There's a what is video up now, which I played through the opening 35 minutes of the game. Do you know, this game genuinely shocked me.
Is it good?
Okay, is it good? It's close to being good. It's not great.
That's not why I was asking. I was not expecting it to be great at all after seeing it.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
The biggest issue with the game is actually something that makes the game quite nostalgic.
Oh, okay.
It has a fixed camera system.
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
I don't have a problem with it, but in an RPG game, and your brother will back me up here, for example, I know Devil May Cry isn't an RPG game, but it suffers from the same thing that Devil May Cry suffered from, and I know this because I recently played through them. That you'll be in a combat section, and all of a sudden you'll be in between cameras, and then you're like, where are they? I can't see them.
Yeah.
I'm dead. Because the game's punishing. It's hard.
I thought it was a turn-based combat.
No, it's real-time
Is it
combat.
not?
Real-time combat.
Oh.
Genuine RPG.
Yeah.
Like, the story... Okay, the I don't want to say saving grace, because that makes the game sound bad. Okay, so as soon as I opened up, my first reaction in the What Is video was, wow, this game looks a lot prettier than the trailers gave it credit for.
Okay.
It's not stunning. It's classic Unreal. Has this weird kind of over-reflective sheen on everything, which I find a lot of Unreal indie games
End up
have
with.
anyway. The story is... I mean, there's a lot of reading.
Yeah.
I love that. So you every time you go between sections on the map, there's like it's probably like a 20-second loading screen, but I mean it takes me 2 minutes because a new page comes up with lore. So I'm reading the lore. It's very Norse inspired. You're talking about a lot about Norse gods. The creature design or character NPC design is fucking amazing. I was like, looking at this Lord of the Forest, and I was like, where is it? And I was like running up, and there's this tree, and it stopped, and went to cutscene. The tree turns around, and it turns out it's basically fucking Mr. Tumnus on steroids. Who's like, and I'm just like, that's a cool design. Like, I mean, I'm having fun playing the game. I'm 2 hours in. One thing I didn't know playing it, it's not really a spoiler because it happens after about an hour and a half. You play as 2 characters.
Oh, okay.
You play as a dude who's a Viking who come to the land to get treasure and all things like that.
Yeah.
His whole party had been killed and it's just him, and he was about to give up. But then the elf woman you play as saved him by giving him some water and all things like that. You play as 2 characters. I'm not that far in, but it looks like their stories kind of... They meet and they cross, but they're not playing as the same game. They're playing 2 different games, basically.
Oh, okay.
Which is quite cool. Combat is slick, responsive, which I know that sounds like people will go, it should be. Lots of games don't get it right, and especially in indie games taking on an RPG like this.
Yeah.
The combat has got a very nice evasive
How
many
many hours did they say it was going to be?
10 to 12 hours.
10 to 12 hours, okay.
The reason I've stopped playing at the moment is because I've got Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah.
And I'm playing that. But yeah, Eternity, if you like old school RPGs, real-time combat RPGs, and you can take the kind of some of the weird little glitches that happen sometimes you walk through a branch and things like that, then do you know what? It's a good game. It is a good game. It's a good little game. It's 16 quid at the moment. If you ever see this for a tenner, I'd say, do you know what, grab it.
Yeah.
If you like Norse mythology, if you like Greek mythology, I would say check it out because there's a lot of lore in there and it's a cool little story. And he gets pet unicorns. Well, a unicorn, but I've not found it yet. Final one. Again, I'm not to my ages because there's a whole review up. I don't know if you saw the review. The Occupation.
Well, this links into what we're doing later.
I didn't score the game. I'm not scoring the game. And this is the game that I sat down and thought about over a coffee on my own. We're not going to score games anymore. This
is the one.
You spoke to me about it a lot, and I've been thinking about it for the last couple of months. But this was the game that made me decide it. Because The Occupation, we're very excited going into it. Now, as a narrative, from a narrative point of view, one of the best narratives I've ever played.
Right.
Because there is so much ownership on you. The game is so cool in terms of you play as this investigative journalist who basically the game's split up into 3 parts. Now, what we were told at Res isn't completely true. It is true and it isn't true.
Okay.
So the real-time aspect isn't the whole game. Right. So basically, you don't start 4 hours later, it finishes, which is what we were told at Res.
Yeah.
What happens is you have set pieces. So let's say there's 3 chapters, because that's what there is. Each chapter consists of an opening cutscene, then consists of a investigative journalism section, and then consists of an interview. Now, basically what's happened is there's been a bombing in this area.
Yeah.
And you're an investigator looking into this company. There's signs of a conspiracy that the person they're saying done it didn't do it. Was there more of a motive behind this bombing? What was the reason for it? They're trying to pass this act. I can't say what the act is because that's kind of the whole part of the game. Right. They're trying to pass this act, and is the bombing linked to that? It's very political. The world is so good at building up this propaganda. Like there's posters everywhere, vote for this act, things like this. You're walking through Manchester, one of the best openings to a game ever. I get to close a canal lock, walk over. I was like, I used to do this as a kid because my nan and granddad had a canal bar. And I was like, this is so cool. Like, I've never done this in a game. But then you're walking through, and then like after the bombings happen, there's like spray painting on the bridge, justice for the 23 because the 23 that were killed. So it's really kind of it's a lived-in world, which is adds to the game. So the main gameplay part comes in the 1 to 1.5 hour investigator sections. So basically, you're in this. It's a big building that's kind of a big circular building, 3 parts to it, and that's the game's broken. Like chapter 1's one part, chapter 2's another part, chapter 3's another part.
Okay.
And then these buildings, you got a meeting in an hour and 12 minutes. That is an hour and 12 minutes real time. You look at your watch, and that is a minute in life goes by, a minute in the game goes by.
Okay.
So you have in that time. You have a meeting with that person. You start with 1 question in your journal to ask that person.
Yeah.
You can only get more questions by investigating and searching for clues.
Okay.
And then that builds up your journal, which has a huge impact on the interview. Not just more questions, and I'll get to that in a second. Moving through the areas, going through the events, kind of finding stuff. You have to find codes. I had notepads of just like codes everywhere, with like code.
Nice.
Now, there is a journal, but the issue is because the game's played in real time and there is a security guard who's patrolling. Stopping, looking for the journal doesn't stop the game. It pulls your journal out in front of you, so it slows the game down. So having the code in front of me was a lot quicker. So that's why I was doing it. I was having the code, and I like doing that stuff. I had the code here, and I was like, okay, this person's computer. They've got a coupon near the computer. On the back of the coupon there's a code and things like that. And I'm finding another email and it says, like, I can't believe this person said this. I'm going to make sure when they're on that smoking break at this time, I've got 10 minutes to get to their office, get there. So it's things like that. It's very investigative, which is I've not done in a game before. And finding stuff is genuine mouth open moments like, oh, shit. And then when you get to interview people, you can get them off guard. And that's the real nice thing about it. By learning information about them, they respond going like, oh, no, that didn't happen. You go, well, actually, I received an email saying this, things like that. And they go, and then it's basically you react how you want, because it all boils down to one big decision at the end. And I'm not going to go into spoilers.
Yeah.
I will say one thing. My first playthrough, I couldn't choose one of the decisions.
Oh, okay.
Because I hadn't found the evidence. I needed hard evidence. And I got caught on third act. So you get a 4-strike system. You get caught by a security guard. Security guard goes, slap on the wrist. Come on, man, you're not going to be up here. It's restricted area. Send some information. You can't down. You come. Second time, mate, you're taking a piss a bit now. He doesn't actually say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, get out of here now. I'm
It'd be good if he was a bit of a geezer. All right, you dick. Come on, mate.
I'm going to call security next time.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay. Third time, you get sent to head security guy, and he's like, look, you do this again, we're going to take your dossier off you, and we're going to kick you out of the building.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fucking won't do that. Fucking does do that. I get caught. Game got cut short of 40 minutes. I couldn't do the final interview because I got kicked out of the building. They took my dossier, and then the final interaction, one of the guys was like, well, I know what you've been doing because I got your dossier. And I couldn't choose the option because I didn't have the information.
Oh my
and he
God.
had the information that I had.
Yeah.
He knew, so I couldn't. Some of the options were blanked out because I couldn't talk to him about him because he knew the answers because he had my dossier.
Yeah.
Which is annoying but fucking brilliant.
Yeah, that's really good.
So I played through the game again, and I was a lot more tentative and secretive next time. Now you're probably thinking, what the fuck? This game sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And it is amazing for that part. And in 6 months' time, the game probably will be amazing. The game is 6 months underdeveloped.
Oh, okay.
Genuinely underdeveloped. It has bugs all over the place. The stealth is janky as shit.
Yeah.
I even had, so in the review I say there's a moment in the third act where I went into a server room and I had to boot up these servers, and as they're loading up the hum, they kind of got caught, and then for 15 minutes, no word of a lie, I had this sound clipping over my whole game.
Oh my God.
Which is really frustrating. And I said, and then the guy actually, the sound design guy from White Paper Games, got in touch with the reviewer and said, look, I'm really sorry about this. Could you let me know where it is? Because I don't want people to experience this. I want to make sure that the sound is best possible.
Nice.
So I see exactly where it was, and he's going to fix it. People have said on console they've not had that issue.
Okay.
Also, I must say I was playing a pre-release build.
Yeah.
With that said, I still do think the game, it needs an update to its stealth mechanics.
Yeah.
You have the ability to climb up stuff and climb into vents. It's very janky. You have to be the hitbox for where your camera has to be to climb up is all over the shop, which would be fine if you weren't being not chased, but if you didn't see that's fine. If you didn't see a flashlight, the battery slightly going on, I think.
Oh, okay.
If you didn't see a flashlight coming across the door to know the security guys come in, you need to get up there quickly.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to get up there, and he's like find you, and you're just like, fuck's sake, he found me because of fucking
Yeah,
climb mechanics. So yeah, that's if I had to score the game, basically what I was saying at the beginning, it would have to be quite a low score because it doesn't work very well in terms of a game. It's underdeveloped.
But with
all over
those
the place.
fixes, it's going to be a beast of a game.
That's why I don't want to score it because, and I say in the review, if you can look past some janky bugs, if you can look past some weird glitches that go on, there is one of the best stories I've played through here. And the reason it's so good is it feels so real.
Yeah.
It's set in 1987, and I wasn't doing a playlist to it, but there's actual really good music in the game. So that's why I didn't do a playlist to it. And where it's set in 97, it's tackling real world things now. Like you walk past people, and people will be like, "That immigration law, what the hell? Get those bastards out!"
Oh, we've been banging on about immigration, in
but
this
that happens in the game,
and they don't care.
They don't care. They're like, "Get those bastards out of there." I don't want those people in their country. Like, but it's although people play that and be like, "That's rude. You can't say that." It's doing it as community or as a memory community would speak.
Yeah,
they wouldn't like. People aren't going to be politically correct when they're chatting at work to their best mate. Like, and that's what it does. And it throws this complete lived-in, realised world at you. Makes you go, here's an amazing narrative if you're willing to find it. I want to play through the game again because there's still stuff I don't know answers to. I will play through the game again once because what I'll do is when I hear about more patch to it, I'll play through it again and on the podcast I hopefully can try and say the game's fixed. Go play it.
Go play it. Go get it.
But yeah, that's the occupation. Yeah.
Cool. I really like the sound of it. I'm a little bit disappointed that what they told us wasn't the thing, but then again,
I can see why they didn't because the cutscenes are very good and they actually add a story to it. And so I know what you mean, but yeah, I mean 5.5 hours was my playthrough. My first playthrough, 6 hours for my second playthrough because I didn't get caught.
Oh no.
Fucking Steve. That's actually his name.
Is his name Steve? Brilliant.
Fuck, I bet he's Steve from Tom's Work.
Yeah, Tom's Work. He's got a little eye belt.
Yeah, he did. You see my belt? I caught you with my belt. Let's go on some news.
Let's do it.
Let's go into some news. Okay. Sorry if the light dipped off halfway there. I mentioned we're using a light to light us up, and when the battery gets to 50%, it drops a little bit. So it's a bit annoying. I don't know why, but hey, it's my fault I didn't charge it. So we kick off with American Fugitive.
Yes.
American Fugitive has received a 2019 release window. I never even heard of the game, so that's cool. You saw the trailer at the beginning.
I saw the trailer.
You guys can see the trailer now. And due to Insanity, who was on the show a couple of weeks back, the trailers are now going to loop the whole time we're talking about the game. Because he wants to, so you can see more of the gameplay. So, American Fugitive is an isometric adventure game. I don't want to say action, I don't know how much. I'm sure there's action in there. It looks like there's action.
A car jumped over a bus. It's fucking filled with
isometric action adventure game. You play as Will Riley, who's been framed for the murder of their dad. You basically escape from prison, and you have the idea of the game is you're trying to find the killer. You're trying to free your name, clear your name, and find the killer. It's developed by Fallen Tree Games and being published by Curve Digital. It's coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch. It's set in the 80s. I think the game looks really cool. It looks like something we've not had for a while.
Well, as you were saying before, it looks like one of the original Grand Theft Autos, except slightly more. The camera's tilted down instead of straight above. It's got that real nice mix to it. Yeah, I really like the look of it. It's going to be one of those ones that looks
car chase scenes
fun.
are
The
cool.
car chases are wicked. I love
jumping
those.
over a building.
It really reminds me of playing with toy cars when you were a kid, because it's got that same sort of looking like jump, boom, shit's gone. I'm going to throw the car out the window.
Yeah, it'd be cool. And like a revenge story is always good when done well. Like, you can't beat a good revenge story. But yeah, no, American Fugitive, no set release date yet, but 2019 is a release window. Next we move to Rico, another game that got announced this week. It's releasing this week. It's releasing on the 14th of March. Rico is a first-person shooter buddy cop game. Offers online, co-op, and local split screen. The game, I don't know how this works in terms of, I'm guessing it's not real. Well, it's guaranteed it's not real time. Because you have 24 hours to solve a case. That's the idea of the story of the game. You have 24 hours to solve a case. These cops look more like Lethal Weapon cops. than they do
Oh,
with the
yeah.
tech they've got.
Yeah. You're going to be kicking indoors, blowing stuff up,
Yeah.
jumping out of buildings.
I wonder if Briggs might be a playable character.
That'd be amazing.
That would, yeah.
Bertar and Briggs.
PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and Nintendo Switch again on the 14th. A cell shade art style to it.
Yeah, it's definitely an older graphic looking style.
I wasn't blown away, but there was something there that I was like, this could be cool.
It was really weird because in the trailer that you're watching, they don't actually show a lot of the first person in the trailer. They kind of do it at the end.
Cameras at the end.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there's like you finish a level, they have. You know, like racing games show a camera of.
Oh my god, it'd be awesome if they did a camera run through of how you made it. So if the levels are a set length.
There were so many camera shots that weren't first person.
Yeah.
That makes me wonder if they would do that.
Because that'd be hilarious, especially when, you've got the two of you playing split screen. You've ballsed it up all the way through, and then you get to watch you guys kicking doors.
The first person shooting stuff reminded me of like Time Crisis. I know you don't actually have a light gun.
Oh yeah.
But the way it looked very much like.
There's a slightly arcadey cheese aspect to it.
The split screen as well is cool. I would like to play the split screen on
Yes, definitely.
Nostalgia rules, simple as that. Next, a game you have played, I've not played, and you're going to be playing. She Remembered Caterpillars. Is remembers or remembers?
It remembers, I believe.
Sorry, She Remembers Caterpillars. It's coming to a Nintendo Switch. It's available now on PC. And it might be on PlayStation. I'm not too sure. Sorry about that. But it's coming to Nintendo Switch on the 28th of March. It's quite a short puzzle game. It consists of 40 mini different puzzlers. It's based around grief and sadness.
Yes.
It's a very sad game. Has some stunning hand-drawn art.
Yeah.
And it's very well received. When it did initially release, it's very well received. You actually played it at an event, didn't you, a little while back?
Yeah, but it was at Res, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was at Res. And when I played it there, I was like, this is a game I really want to actually get into. Because it was another one of these ones, like, oh God, what's that one we played where there were the musical instruments? You're going through the puzzles. Figment. It was another one of the games where the puzzles were part of it. That's how you play through it. But it was really about the story and the world created around it. And this, I do remember that the title was one of the ones I was always like,
yeah.
She remembers caterpillars? What? But the actual game itself was one of those ones I really want to sink my teeth into.
Huge expensive game either. I think it's about £8 on PC, so it's probably about 45 quid on Switch.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
$44.99 probably on Nintendo Switch. But no, 28th of March. You're going to be playing it this week, aren't you?
I am going to be playing it this week on Switch.
You can talk about it next week.
Yeah, this is what I'll be doing during my break.
Because there is no embargo.
Oh, cool.
Because the game's out on PC, there is no embargo.
Oh, sweet. So I can just
and there's no special content for Switch. It's just coming to a Switch, which seems like a nice place to play a little puzzler game.
Yes, yeah, I do like that, and also because I can play it at work.
Based on your recommendations, whether I'm going to pick it up or not.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, because like I said,
for £8, well, however,
$44.99
on the Switch.
On Switch. Next up, a game series that I have played 1 and 2 of, wasn't blown away by. I'm not huge fans of. I appreciate what they tried to do. But people have gone mad for this online this week. And that is Trine 4 was announced. Trine 4 by Frozen Byte Games was announced. And it's going to get a 2019 release. Now, if you don't know what Trine is, Trine's a co-op game where you can play solo or co-op. There's 3 heroes. It's very much the Vikings game.
Banner Saga. No,
the one from the old Blizzard Viking game. The 3 Vikings, and you have to switch around characters. Lost Vikings.
Yes.
It's very much Lost Vikings modern era, where you switch between heroes. Each hero has a different ability. You move through the world. It's a puzzlish game, and they carried a 2.5. The art style, they like to kind of get that across in the press release. I think I read that phrase about 1 million times in the press release. So it's called The Nightmare Print. It's coming to all consoles and Steam. Along with the release of Trine 4. If you've not played any of the others, there's going to be an Ultimate Edition releasing, which has 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
I will say now, I don't know, depending when you watch this, it might have been finished, but on PlayStation, the original 3 are on sale for £10 for all 3. So if you wanted to play through them beforehand, it's probably going to be cheaper than what they charge for the whole collector's edition, because it'll be a new release. £10 for all 3 now. I played 1 and 2. They were okay. I finished 1. I didn't finish 2. I wasn't blown away. But like I said, people have gone crazy for this online.
Oh yeah. Good for them.
You're same boat.
I'm the same boat. I'm like, I'm not. Yeah.
Remake Lost Vikings.
Next piece, I am excited by that.
Next piece is awesome. We've already backed it.
Have we?
Yeah,
Good.
we have. We didn't go for the one I wanted. I'll
What was-
explain the tiers in a minute.
Okay.
So a game we played 2 years back at EGX
yeah.
in the Leftfield collection, and was not only the best game in the Leftfield collection, it was probably our standout game
Of the
of the whole show. I mean,
Yeah.
I really liked the same show I played Forgotten Anne, and
Well, that's
and
where
like
I played
that,
Yoku's Island Express for the first time
yeah.
as well, and we played. I'm gonna Apex Racing or Racing Apex, whichever way around that fucking game
Yeah,
is.
we did,
and
yeah.
We played Bomber Crew. There were so many great games there.
Fogs.
Was that the first time we played Fogs?
Fogs, the most adorable game ever.
Jesus.
That game needs to come out, please. Bring Fogs out.
Well, they were
anyway,
just saying it's going to be at Rest.
I just saw that. Yeah.
Again, yeah.
So Yucatan has got a Kickstarter campaign which is live now. Now we've played the game, so we can actually genuinely say the game is really, really cool. It's a neo-Mexican style racing game where you play through levels, and they're kind of it's a time trial game basically.
Yes,
You're trying to get to the end of the stage before time runs out. Or no, not before time runs out. It ticks over, doesn't it? It's not before time runs out.
It
ticks over because there's a high score leaderboard where you can. I wanted a
Jesus.
t-shirt and I wasn't good enough. But I'll get a t-shirt now. And and yeah, so it has a really cool art style to it. It's responsive. It has a real cool mechanic where some later in the levels you like come off a ramp. You have to then hold down. Was it L2? And then twist your car around.
You've got to twist your car in the air and then
play with like the gravity of the levels, and it would flip around. We played a build 2 years ago, and
it was really basic. It was just him on his own at that point. Well, no, he just hired an artist in like a couple of months before.
So now there's
to do
three of
some
them.
bits.
Joe Bain is the main guy.
Yeah.
And it's still very much, I think, his project, but he's got someone doing sound and someone helping out with art.
Right.
And he's very much the programmer, I believe.
Yeah.
But we walked away from it loving the game. It was
Absolutely.
cool.
Well, we kept going back to that game because we obviously we're quite competitive, so we ended up racing it. But it was what was really great about the game was how precise you could be. You could complete it by just hammering across, but it was getting those extra milliseconds off. Finding the way of like hitting the corner perfectly so that when you twisted in the air, you'd slam on the other side right and then dodge through. And we seriously got into doing that.
Like, some of the particle effects now in the game, where like the levels building in front of you with the cubes, just look really cool. It looks like it's really evolved further on. There is a demo available on the Kickstarter page, which I recommend going and check out. But yeah, Kickstarter is live now, so there's several tiers. I'll go from $30 up.
Are we going to put a link to the Kickstarter?
Yeah,
below on
it'll be in links below on YouTube. The £30, sorry, not dollars. £30 tier is you get the game and you get an art book, I think, a sticker book. Sorry, you get a sticker.
Oh, sticker book.
You get a sticker book.
To go with my other Yucatan stickers that I've got around my office.
Oh yeah, good. So you then I went for the $50 one. You get a t-shirt, £50 one.
Yeah.
T-shirt.
Yeah.
Sticker book.
Right.
Game and updates.
Nice.
The next one from this, I wanted to go for it, but I didn't want to get divorced. Well, the last one I wanted to go more for, but we're going to £200.
Yeah.
Gets you t-shirt, but it gets you the Millennium Edition, which is a PlayStation 1 case, printed with the game, the disc and everything and the artwork on the case looks so good. Did Tom show you it a little while ago?
No.
Have you not seen the case of the thing? I'll try and find it while I'm trying to talk because I'm not very good at doing
Show me after. Well, show me after. But
yeah, it looks seriously cool. It is $200, but it looks cool.
Yeah.
$8,000. Sorry, £8,000. £8,000.
£8,000.
If
A reach round.
you want
Right.
a custom built arcade cabinet,
Oh my god.
sit down with steering wheel.
What with Yucatan?
game.
Oh fuck. Fuck.
I was like, okay.
Oh my god.
Let me see. Okay. Sarah and I have been together. It's going to cost her £8,000 to divorce me.
Yeah,
so if I just use that money to buy the cabinet, then
She can't get divorced because she can't afford it.
exactly.
Oh my god, genius.
We're winners.
Genius.
No, seriously, it looks really cool. It's custom built. There is only one 8,000 tier. One person can buy it. If genuinely, as a indie credible, if we're in a position to, I would have been like, yeah, we'll get that.
Oh,
if we had an office and
fucking
everything like
love
that, I'd be
that.
like, we'd get that and we'll put it in the like.
That'd be amazing.
Seriously cool. It's very cool. So if you happen to be sat on £8,000 and
Don't
you
know
want
what
to buy
to do.
us a present,
Yeah.
don't even
Yeah.
buy it for yourself. Just
So
send it to
yeah,
us.
if you want to buy us the £8,000 ticket, we'll happily accept it.
And we will become the best Yucatan racers in the world.
Yes.
Simple as that. But no, link is below. Go check the game out. You can get, obviously, there are, I think £10 is the cheapest tier where you get the game.
Yeah.
Which
back it.
will be cheaper than it will release anyway. So, and
Is it just talking about PC at the moment, or is it goals like if we reach this amount of money, we're going to be
you know
able
what?
to
I
put
did
it
not
onto
check stretch
console?
goals. I did not check stretch goals.
Might have to look at that.
Yeah, it would be cool on consoles. It definitely be cool on consoles. But I mean, like I said, we played the game so there's always risks around Kickstarter going like games not made, so we have to put that as a disclaimer. But I am 99.999% sure that this game is going to get released no matter what. Like, it feels like it's already got a build to release.
Yeah, he's been working on it for ages. There's a real passion behind it.
So going to back the
game.
Yeah, going to back the game, even if it's not fully funded, I'm confident we get a release.
You know the other game we played there when Yucatan was on, and is actually out now, from the left field. Jetaromo or
Jetaromo. Yeah, that came out pretty soon after, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's on Switch now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
So there you go. You know, 2 good games that have come from that bit. Let's back it on Kickstarter.
Yeah. No, definitely. Second from last piece of news. I thought it was last piece of news. It's not quite.
No.
Grimshade, a game I've been super psyched for. Another game that came from Kickstarter. I backed it when it was on Kickstarter. Damn, I wish I stretched to the higher one to get a t-shirt, but I didn't. I did get some posters that are going to be coming soon, though.
We all know the trick to get you to a higher Kickstarter. It's called Plushie.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, you put a plushie in there, guys. He's gonna back the 8,000. If it was a cabinet with a plushie.
I got an email Monday or Tuesday saying my RE Legends plushies have just been dispatched, but they're going to take 20 days to arrive.
But wait, so they're going to go on one of these shelves, right? Yeah, brilliant. I reckon the one behind you, because they get the most view in Aura.
Definitely. But no, Grimshade, it was a Kickstarter game. Grimshade is it's a turn-based JRPG with some cool mechanics where you have like almost like Final Fantasy Tactics, where you in the combat you can move your characters, your players, whatever you want to call them, the characters in the game to a better position. It's limited. Don't expect it to be like full Final Fantasy Tactics. I don't know how it works. I've not looked into this enough to see if I move someone, does that take away a turn that I actually get to attack? Like, I don't know how that works, but there is an element to that there. It's got some very interesting looking characters, you pointed out.
Yes.
Badger. With guns.
Yeah, it's a very steampunk feel to it, but with, badgers.
And this is a classic style RPG.
Yes.
Like the general camera looks almost something like Baldur's Gate. Like, obviously, a lot more
for
modern,
the running around the world part. And then when you were in combat, it really did go to a more...
almost 2D and drawn, like, sprites combat.
Yeah.
Like, it has a lot going on with it, the game. It looks really, really cool. Yeah, definitely check it out.
Yeah.
Definitely check it out.
Definitely look good.
Cool, sorry about that, guys. Battery died on the old battery. My fault, didn't charge it. But anyway... Grimshade. So it's got a release date for the 26th of March, only coming to PC at the moment.
Right.
We will be having a review up for this game. It's a game I've been excited by.
Yeah.
I love JRPGs as it is. Yeah,
it does look really good as well.
It looks to offer enough new to make the JRPG stuff feel fresh.
Is the Kickstarter still going at the moment? Or
No,
finished?
Kickstarter's finished. It finished a little while ago.
Yeah, of course it did. It did.
And the final game...
Just throw your pen around, man.
Yeah. Final game we're going to look at. I've got to stop tapping because I keep noticing it taps the mic.
You do it all the
Terrible.
time. It's like this one as well. You always slam it into your hand.
I'm a fidgety little kid.
It's the ADHD, man.
Final game we're going to talk about, Wrath, Aeon of Ruin.
Yes.
Wrath, Aeon of Ruin. I put this up on the Indiecredible Discord, which you guys can join for $1 over on patreon.com/Indiecredible. Anyway, I put this up on the Patreon Discord because more for your brother.
Yeah.
Because I read the press release. Spiritual successor to Quake. Fast, slick, retro style FPS combat. And I was like, he likes Quake, I put it up there. Then read into it more. The game is actually made in the Quake engine. The original Quake engine. There's no set release date on the game yet. It looks really cool. Has this really cool knife arm attachment that they're running around and slicing people up with. And
okay.
it looks super slick and fast, like Quake did back in the day. Looks like jumping's a thing, which apparently that was a big thing in Quake as well.
Yeah.
For those of people who like those games, I'm sure it's going to scratch the itch.
Yeah. I'd love to pretend in no way. I was like, whatever.
Oh, that's it. It's 3D Realms.
3D Realms are making it.
Yeah. I just remembered that. Yeah.
You fucking shitting.
No,
me.
3D Realms.
Okay, this is the greatest game ever made. We're talking about right now.
Because I didn't clock that at first. It's only when Trev, one of our patrons, commented on it saying 3D Realms rock, and then
fucking oh my god.
I'm thinking 3D Realms are the guys behind Duke
Rise
Nukem.
of the Triads and
Duke Nukem?
I don't remember who did Duke Nukem. I'd have to look that up now. I don't think it was Duke Nukem. It may be. I may be getting that wrong.
Come get some.
Oh yeah.
Duke Nukem.
Fucking going in the strip club and getting them to
piggy boobs. Everyone likes piggy boobs.
Piggy
like
boobs?
weird piggy faces, didn't they? And they had like boobs. Do you remember?
No, they were women with their tits out. You had to fight pig cops.
Oh yeah, maybe
unless the Nintendo version got rid of the women to like make it nicer.
But no, Wrath Aeon of Ruin. See the trailer up there now. If you're a fan of classic style, slick, fast FPS games,
I can't spell realms properly.
Definitely check it out.
Oh my god! Sorry, I'm looking at pictures of it now. Yeah, they did. It was
Duke
Duke
Nukem.
Nukem.
I thought they
Who
did.
was I thinking of then?
And should we go on to our final topic?
No, because I've just heard the greatest news ever. Who gives a shit about what else we're talking about? Yeah, go on. Why not?
Okay, so the final news, as I mentioned at the beginning, guys, is based around review scores in gaming industry. It's not going to be a massive final section, but for the last 2 years, Incredible have put scores at the end of their reviews. We've scored out of 10, but we've done it on a point system, so like 1.2, which technically means we've scored out of 100. Dan has always never scored games.
No, don't like it. Don't believe in it.
Doesn't like scoring it. You should read or watch the review. Hear the, yes, for lack of a better term, the emotion, the thought in the reviewer's voice, and
it's not just that. Giving it a number makes it sound like we've taken a scientific approach to it, like that it's this number is a fact. There's no way of getting around that. It's gone through a series of really strict. And no, reviews are always a personal thing. No. We would always come towards a game in a different opinion. And you've got to, as someone out there listening, you've got to think, okay, what does this person like? One of the great things about being Indie Credible is there's 4 of us, including Tom now and again. And you go, well, actually, I know Dan likes these type of games. So if he's going to be talking about, for example, Wrath, well, of course he's going to jizz over it. It's 3D Realms, it's made in the Quake engine. You know that bias is coming. Whereas if you look at just, Indie Credible 8, say it's a 10 out of 10, you're just going to be like, well, obviously they've taken a really scientific approach to this. Fuck that, have I? I love games. We're gamers. That's why we do this.
Yeah.
So no, scores are bollocks.
Yes, so I was very much, when we started, for scores.
Yeah.
I liked scores. Being someone who's read a lot of reviews, I liked reading, but I was probably massively in the minority. Well, I would read the whole review.
Yeah.
Before I scroll down to the score, I would guess what they'd scored it, and then go down and see what they scored it. And I quite liked that game. And that's kind of where the scores for Indie Credible came across. As I've kind of grown more into this, for lack of a better term, because we're not critics, but for this critic role in terms of we are criticising a game and critiquing a game.
Well, I think we are critics. We're just not journalists.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
That's it.
Yeah. So as I've grown more into this and grown more into like my ideologies around critiquing a game have completely shifted and adjusted. And I now think the hardest thing to do in a review genuinely is put a score on it.
Yeah.
Because there are always things you're going to be like about a game unless you're playing Crimson Keep. And there are always going to be things you dislike about a game. And people will look at a score and be like, it's a shit game.
Yeah.
Think 6.8 shit game. Whereas a 6.8 can still be very good. It's just the fact that, do you know what, actually there was this 2 levels towards the end that were really bad, and actually maybe you might quite like them, but you've not taken the time to read the review and see that's the case. I'm not buying a 6.8. No chance. And it's just... so that's why we dropped it. But on the flip side of that, so I sent a blanket email out to all our press contacts, just to keep them up to date, because I don't want anyone to feel like we've all of a sudden changed, because we we basically just got accepted to Metacritic. I had the email through saying we're now part of Metacritic and our review scores now go towards Metacritic. That was about 2 weeks ago. So
At that point, you went, no, fuck it, let's get rid of the scores.
Yeah. So I emailed out to everyone saying, thank you very much. Because basically, when you go on Metacritic, I don't know if I can say this, but fuck it, I've not been told it's embargoed.
Yeah.
When you're on Metacritic, you all of a sudden get a lot more press contacts contacting you. Because Metacritic has like a universal base. So we had lots more people contacting us saying this. And so I basically emailed out everyone saying, this is what we're doing now. Anyone watch the Ep8 or the occupation review, you'll notice that it's not only the scores changed, the whole review thing's changed.
Yeah.
The way it is now is, it used to be a 4 or 5 minute, quite sterile, heavily scripted, albeit a script we wrote.
Yes.
Video with just gameplay footage. And I was like, do you know what? This is our part-time, not even job. This is our fun. We like doing this.
Yeah.
Playing a game is great. We love that. We love talking about games. What none of us like doing is sitting down and coming up with a formulated script that fits within a time limit and then offers a score at the end. And it's just frustrating. It actually adds some sourness towards playing that game. I personally think. So the way we review games now is we play the game, we then make some notes, opinions, whatever on it. We sit down on our own and we talk about it. 10 to 15 minutes, chat about the game. This is what I really like. Actually, do you know what? This section was really bad, but some people who like this kind of game might actually like this. And we have gameplay footage playing on the back of it. We talk about it. We have the green screen with the game title behind us. And it's a lot more chilled. And I've already had a lot of comments on the occupation people saying I so much prefer this approach.
Yeah.
And it's not, because it feels like you actually connect with the reviewer. You're like, and it gives you a chance to...
With the viewer.
The viewer.
Yeah,
you
cool.
know but it gives you a chance to say, like, in the occupation, if you like this kind of game, then you'll love this.
Yeah.
Gives me a chance to say that without going, and this and this and this and this. Blah, blah, blah.
The graphics did this, and I really like the way they fuck off.
Yeah. So, I feel like our reviews are very much more catering for gamers now, not your casual gamer who's just going to click on a 3-minute, 4-minute video, skip to the end, what's the score?
Well, to be honest, your casual gamer is going to go to IGN.
Yeah.
They're going to scroll to the thing, they're going to look at the score, and then they're going to move on. Or they're going to watch the video. Because they're not going to be looking for indie games.
No.
Right? So, you know,
I just realised.
And our thing is to get the indie games going. What?
I didn't wrap up my main point of my blanket email.
Oh, go on, yeah, go for it.
Blanket email, I had some replies back basically saying
that's
that,
where we were going.
that they would be limited on what they could send us now because they basically work with people who do scores, and because especially indie games struggle to get enough attention. So a lot of people, now this is very much the minority again that replied to me, and I'm not hating or against them for doing it. At least they were honest to me, but they would turn around and basically said that we prioritise people who do score. We prioritise people who are on Metacritic and who score because they need that publicity. They need people to click on my Metacritic and go, oh, what, this game, a 9.2? I've not ever heard of this game. So I'll go check it out. A little bit like IMDb's top 250 movies.
Well, yeah, because of course Metacritic works, and the way people look through those ones is they look at the score next to the thing. They don't read the reviews underneath.
And the big score next to the thing is the critic score, not the user score. User score's done on stars.
Yeah.
So so that shocked me at first. I was a little bit like, oh shit, okay. But I'm sticking by the guns. We are not scoring the game anymore.
Good.
I don't know where we're going to go after that.
Well, I thought when you told me this was the topic, I thought it was quite funny because it was like, well, what am I going to say apart from...
It's more...
Good.
Yeah, it's more because, as I said to you,
yeah,
because there's a big drastic change to the way we do reviews.
Yeah.
And we managed to build up a nice little community over the last couple of years. I didn't want people... I didn't want to just do a 10-minute video on how we do reviews because that's just a bit boring.
Yeah.
So I thought if I add it onto the end of the podcast, we could also talk about our opinion on review scores overall and things like that. So
I can see review scores are really good for getting people just as a quick catch in. They're like, oh, that's a 9.2. Let's find out more about it. And I get that, and I do get that, and it's really important. But I think there are so many places out there already doing that. Yeah, we don't need to.
No, I like people who. I was talking to your brother actually about this. The completionist. I like people who recommend like. Is it like buy now, wait for on sale, avoid, things like that?
Yeah.
I mean, the completionist is his own entity because that guy, how he does it, I don't know. But fair play to him.
He's got a decent team around him now as well, which allows him to be able to try and complete those games. And fucking good on him, man.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
I remember watching or on the Kind of Funny podcast, listening to his. They interviewed him about when he done Breath of the Wild in 1 week, and because that was before the map update release, and he said he'd drawn a map of the Hyrule, on the wall, and he had like pointers, like pins all over it of like, well, that's what that was, because he had to do every shrine, he had to do everything, and he said that was the game that made him nearly quit. It was like, I'm not doing this anymore, I've had enough. But no, so that's where we sit on review scores now, guys. So there will be no more review scores on Indecredible. That does mean the website will have a bit of a shake-up, because I'm not going to go back and delete all the review scores from the old ones. But the new ones, the way it's set up will slightly change, because it's currently set up in the moment to kind of promote our reviews at the top, but that's not going to be the case. But yeah, give it a couple of weeks and the website will be back to where I want it to be. But yeah, that's going to wrap up, I think, isn't it? That is it. That's the Indecredible Podcast, Season 2, Episode 8. Thanks so much for stopping by, guys. Watching, listening, checking us out. You know, you checked us out. I know you did. You're only human.
There's definitely someone
checking you out.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Nice.
But no, thank you so much, guys, for stopping by. As always, you can find us on YouTube. So if you was just listening, but you wanted to see any trailers, maybe you want to check out 3D Realms' new Wrath Aeon of Ruin trailer, come over to Indecredible. Come over to indecredible.com. No, don't go there. Go to youtube.com/Indecredible. Go to the video, and you can see the trailer playing behind us. You can see actually as we're talking about it. So many games that we spoke about at the very beginning, all the trailers or gameplay will be playing behind us on our little computerized screen. If you do like what we really do, guys, or you really like what we do, then head over to patreon.com/Indecredible. Link is in the description below. You can throw us $1 a month, and you get exclusive access to pre and post show content. You get access to our Indecredible Discord, where we jump on, we play lots of games with the community. You get a week early access to the Not So Indie show, which you guys will be getting this week, but the patrons have had it for a week. And you also get access to a new monthly video
Dev
where
Update.
I am kind of currently delving into the world of game development. And there'll be a monthly game dev update video from me, talking about my game, what I've learnt, my coding, all that stuff, which you don't have to watch, obviously, but you get access to it just for $1. That's a lot for $1.
It's a hell of a lot for $1.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to buy a coffee in a minute for about £3. That could literally get you 4 months of Indecredible goodness.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Go do it now. Don't be an idiot. That's it, guys. Thank you so much. Until next time, you stay Indecredible.
Bye. Right on to Patreons.
Patrons. Goodbye, patrons.
Yeah, see you later, guys. That is $1. You get what you pay for. So, Rise of I was then thinking, okay, hang on. I thought 3D Realms did Rise of the Triads. And they did, but they were known as Apogee at the time, who were 3D Realms. And that's why it all confused me.
Fair dues.
Because then I was like, hang on, I didn't think they did Rise of the Triad. Not Rise of the Triad, Duke Nukem, but yes, they did do Duke Nukem.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, man, I'm looking forward to that.
Right, have you seen the trailer yet?
No, I wasn't going to do it during the show.
Watch it. It does look cool. Yeah, Brian, how are we doing anyway, guys? Brian, did you check out the Anthem dev update video on Twitch to stream? It was a good stream, actually.
No, what was that one?
They were good, actually. EA tweeted out earlier in the day saying, they'll be going through updates, patch updates, but they'll also be going through the new legendary missions, which are coming out this month. And they opened the stream, and clearly BioWare hadn't told EA what they're doing. Because BioWare come on and said, we're not playing through legendary missions. They said, we know the game is not where we want it to be. So this stream will be completely talking about every fix we've got coming for the game. And they said, we're not going to give you new content until we fix the game. Which I think is fair enough.
Nice.
Wow, there are 450 updates coming.
Fucking hell.
In the next patch.
That game must have been so fucking broken.
Well, even things I was like, does that need patching? Maybe. Everything. I mean, they did say like on the whole crash report bug thingy, there is like 75 fixes and they need just for that one crash report thing. Yeah, Yeah, so it's got a huge update coming. The scaling's changed, and I liked what they said about this.
Oh my god!
Are you watching the trailer?
Just jizzed in my pants.
You'll like what they said about this actually. For
Yeah, go on.
Longevity of the game. So they felt like ultimates and melees and certain weapons weren't strong in GM levels, Grandmaster levels.
Right.
So what they're doing, an easy way to fix it was they're just upping the scaling. Everything's gone from. So the moment a Mastercraft drops at 45, Legendary drops at 47. Mastercraft's going to drop at 60, Legendary's going to drop at 65. But everything you own already will get upscaled as well.
Okay.
And the reason why upscaling it is they are never going to increase the level cap. They're never going to increase the power level because it means that no currencies ever get redundant.
Oh, the problem that Destiny had.
Basically, yeah. They're going to release, here's a new piece of armour, but to do this armour, you need to do these challenges. To get this, you need to do this challenge. But they're never... Because trust me, Grandmaster 3 is fucking hard enough as it is. They don't need to go, here's another difficulty. You know? And as they said on stream, if we keep the same difficulty levels and the same power levels, we don't need to make it harder.
No.
Like, you don't ever meet the end. Like, it's always going to be a challenge. And the idea and what they want it is they want it that their words were where Anthem is separating itself from other shared world shooters is that Anthem is about optimizing your build. It's about stacking abilities and it's about comboing. And what never heard it referred to as priming, which is where you put an effect on the enemy and then you fire an impact weapon and that's what it's about. So to getting better at the game is what they want as the skill level to be rather than the grind, which I respect. The respawn system's getting a whole overhaul.
Right.
Now there's no.
Are they going to get rid of the catch up?
Yeah, so they've not got rid of it. They've increased it because the reason they haven't got rid of it, they said, was because people were jumping into missions and then going off elsewhere and not having people out.
Right.
So it used to be the distance was really short.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
fucking irritating.
They've now made it in game like 450 meters, so you can basically be the other side, like quite far apart from each other, and then you'll be forced to go. They did say they played around with taking it out, but then people
just buggered off.
Literally buggered off, and they didn't want that to happen. There is the respawn. There's no respawn restricted anymore in the hard areas where it was respawn restricted. You're down for 30 seconds. You can then come back.
Yeah.
They are working at completely overhauling the respawn system, which will come at the end of March. In terms of you can ping to where you are downed to your partner and things like that. What was the other big updates they're getting? Little things like Titans, these massive enemies, and you couldn't prime Titans. You had to hit their weak points.
Yeah.
But when you're playing as an Inceptor, who's a melee character, you'll get infect. You're going into melee and Titan's just going bugger off, and you're like one hit kill. So they've now made it you can prime Titans.
Okay.
So Inceptors are one thing I will say, the game is still very, very, very far away from things, but the fact it's only been out for 2.5 weeks, and the fact that they are literally going, no, we're not doing that. We're going to listen to the community. Community want this. We're doing this. And they are very much heavy on that.
Do you think that's because Apex Legend was such a success?
EA have given a bit more free reign.
I think the devs are now able to turn around and go, no, you stay away from this. This proves that you don't know what you're doing. And because they took a massive drop in their stocks, their shareholders will be turning around and going, look, that game did really well without you interfering.
I do think
the fuck off because we want money.
I think EA have probably looked at the Division as a thing for this. And when the Division launched, there wasn't a great game.
No.
But a year on, that was a very good game.
Yeah.
And that was because the developers done their thing on it and they listened to community feedback.
Yes.
The benefit Anthem has over something like the Division was tied into doing 6 months of DLC content because of Season Pass.
Yeah.
This doesn't have a Season Pass.
Yeah.
So we know the next big story content is coming in May, called The Catalyst. We know they've shared it's going to be about 5 hours of new story content. It's going to bring a new area. It's going to bring new gear. It's going to bring lots of new stuff. And they tease some little things on the stream. They said that what they have got is they've got so many ideas for new weapons, like as in mounts. So new combos, new elemental damage. That's where the gameplay progression will come into it. But yeah, no, the dev stream was actually it's pretty cool. It was what I wanted actually, and there's a few people in chat going like, "Your game's shit." And they were just like, you're clearly not game developer, so it's fine, we don't care. Basically. But no, it's... I mean, I've kind of got the bug for it, but I get the bug for those kind of shadow shooters. I like the grind. And at the moment, I'm trying to make it that all my javelins are at 500 or 490 plus power levels, so they're Mastercraft level.
Yeah.
But it takes time.
Yeah.
One thing that is coming at the end of March, which is hugely needed, is they are massively addressing GM2 and GM3 because no one's playing GM2 or GM3 at the moment because the challenge is there, the reward isn't. There's not enough of a reward there. And they've come out and said, yep, our mistake. There was a funny bug in the game where the Defender level 1 rifle, so the common Defender rifle was more powerful than any legendary weapon. So people were just
sweet.
Running around
just
with a
rinsing
Defender.
Everything with it.
People were really complaining about it, and I was like, it's not PvP. Like,
yeah, what is it fucking
PvE, but exploit the bug.
Yeah.
But yeah. So no, I was like, okay, this is going to be how long I'm going to be staying in the game for this dev session. And I was a bit annoyed if they come in and just done, here's legendary missions, this is what it looks like, you can get it in a week. I'd have been like, oh, come on guys, fix the game. And they literally were like, legendary missions are coming, they're coming at the end of the month, but we're not doing any events, nothing new coming this month, apart from by the end of March, the game will be fixed. And the game will be perfectly running, and then we can start adding content. Which I was like, completely...
That's good. Good to hear they're doing that.
Yeah, exactly. I do think we'll get a massive sale soon. A big sale on Anthem.
Oh, what? It'll drop its price?
I think it'll go down to about 30 quid soon.
Yeah. I'm still going to wait for it to hit the 20 mark.
And then Trev, you got to jump on it. I know it's not first person shooter, but he likes Shedwell shooters, he likes Destiny.
Destiny is a first person shooter.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, he likes Shedwell shooters, sorry.
Alright.
Destiny.
Why bother? We've got Wrath coming. Dude.
I've tried to get 4 keys for Div 2.
Oh, have you?
I don't feel
we're not going to get those.
No, I know. you got to ask him.
I like the fact you tried, but we're not getting those.
Yeah.
We're not even doing review scores anymore. I mean,
I told him we're not going to review it.
I'm not going to review it, but can I have 4 keys for me?
I said we're going to play it. I said we'll play it as a team. We'll stream it, which your brother said he'd happily stream it.
Yeah.
I said we'll stream it as a team, and we'll talk about it on our monthly podcast.
Yeah. Give us 4 keys.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
I love it if they come around and go, here you go. Sweet!
I bet you'll get 2.
Do you reckon we'll get some?
No, but I reckon if they ended up doing, you wouldn't get 4. I think 4 is really pushing it.
You need a squad, man. You need a squad. Get Luke.
Yeah.
You. Me and Tom.
Yeah. Fucking amazing.
Yeah. Those are good. Did you play the beta?
No, I didn't. I didn't have time to in the end.
That's good. What were you going to say about Wrath?
It's jizz-worthy. It's fucking... It looks good. It does look like Quake. It looks like Quake. It was at that moment I went, oh!
Shit.
He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking
Where's the farming? Eh? Where's the cute characters?
Oh my god, could you imagine that? Quake meets farming sim.
Trev, you wait until you see my... Well, the game at the moment has got some nice little added bits to it.
Yeah.
We wait to see my next little one I'm working on. It's a slightly bigger project, but Dan knows about it. What I say is it was actually inspired by the original South Park game on the N64 when the snowball fights.
What, the world's worst shooter?
Yeah.
With the chickens and the... Yeah.
It was inspired by that. I saw a video of that on YouTube. I was like, oh, I want to make a game like that, but better.
Well, yeah, okay.
It's not hard.
It's such a bad game, that one.
Should we get coffee?
Let's go get coffee. Because the missus will be waiting for me soon. Bye!
Rugby time soon as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's 3, isn't it?
2:15
Oh, it's
for
2:15.
Wales, France.